CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Two West Shore RCMP officers are being hailed as heroes tonight after saving the life of a man who crashed into a ditch. Officers were called to Phelps Avenue and Bellamy Road after reports of a vehicle running a stop sign at slow speed, then crashing into the ditch. It happened around 10 this morning. Police say when they arrived on scene, they found a 60-year-old man slumped over the wheel. Officers immediately jumped into action and started CPR.
We determined that was a little more high risk, so we decided to go code 3 to that scene. And when we arrived, myself and Corporal Sandu, we found the driver slumped over the wheel, and we checked for a pulse. There was no pulse, so we right away removed the seatbelts, pulled him out of the vehicle, and we started compressions.
The two responding officers say they took turns doing compressions until paramedics arrived. Police say around 20 minutes later, emergency responders detected a pulse. West Shore RCMP is crediting good teamwork and a smart witness for saving the elderly man's life.
They're yelling, "Is everybody okay? Is everybody okay?" And meanwhile, I had 911 on my phone, on the speakerphone, and not even seconds later, the police showed up first.
One member of the Vancouver department, and they continued the chest compression until they were joined by the emergency health services and the fire department. And once everybody was there, they were able to actually go on the roadway, and approximately 20 minutes later, that's when they found the pulse.
The man was by himself in the vehicle. He was taken to Royal Jubilee Hospital for treatment. Some tense moments on the Island Highway outside Nanaimo this afternoon when a family's trailer began to sway from one lane to another before flipping onto its side and jackknifing. Vehicles were backed up for 2 hours as a tow truck worked to get the trailer back on its wheels. The family says they'd been speeding up to pass a semi-trailer when the camper lost control.
We were passing a truck and we started swaying really badly. It started getting worse and worse. And somehow we managed to stop the car, and the trailer went over, and all our kids were safe and our dog was safe, and that's all that happened.
It was a bit of a challenge. We had the vehicle on its side blocking 2 full lanes, so we had to lift the tow vehicle first and release the chains and remove it from the trailer, and then we set up and did a pick and roll with the trailer, operating it to the back onto its wheels.
No one was hurt and no other vehicles were involved. A couple of propane tanks were attached to the trailer. Firefighters say they're lucky those didn't explode. Well, some sad news to report out of Seattle tonight. A colleague and journalist to the end, KOMO News reporter Kathy Gertson has died. Gertson was one of the most recognized and trusted anchors in Seattle. She died this morning after a 14-year struggle with recurring brain tumors at the age of 54. Arriving at KOMO at the age of 22, Gertson developed a reputation as a dogged but compassionate reporter. She first anchored a broadcast in 1982 and anchored KOMO's newscasts for nearly 3 decades. A journalist to the end, Gertson would report on her ailing health. Kathy Gertson is survived by her husband, 2 daughters, and her mother and father. The Harbour City is signing off on a land title. It is buying up some sensitive wetlands to help protect Vancouver Island's green space. The City of Nanaimo and Ducks Unlimited Canada have purchased 25 hectares of wetlands west of Buttertubs Marsh in an area also known as the West Marsh. The wetland is home to many species, including great blue herons, mallards, and endangered species, such as the western painted turtle. The city says the wetlands will be turned into a new park.
Yeah, I would see it being very similar to the management plan that we currently have with Buttertubs Marsh. So it'll be a partnership with Ducks Unlimited and the City of Nanaimo. We don't anticipate anything major. Certainly, it's a protected area that we want to preserve. It'd be very passive public use, limited usage.
The wetlands is valued at just over $1 million. It is the first co-owned property agreement between the City of Nanaimo and Ducks Unlimited Canada. If you're looking to catch a last-minute deal, you may want to hurry. Zellers in Tillicum Mall is officially closing its doors tonight. The store will shut its doors for good after 8. It will then undergo extensive renovations and be transformed into a Target, which is set to open in April 2013. Shoppers say the store was swamped today with last-minute deals to be had. Some say they'll miss Zellers, but look forward to the new Target store.
It's going to be really disappointing for the store not to be open. We use it all the time, but hopefully Target will open here eventually. It's really busy, but there's some great deals, and I got a little girl's bike for $8 and dog ears for $2, so happy dogs and kids at home.
The Target brand has also set its sights on the Zellers store in Hillside Mall. That store will close in October. The Cedar Hill Golf Course is marking its Diamond Jubilee. More than 180 golfers teed off Sunday morning for a golf tournament celebrating the course's 60th birthday. Participants received a history lesson and a book explaining how the course established its roots. The course says it's amazing they've come this far despite obstacles along the way.
This has been a challenging year. We had a lot of fights in January and February, and there was some doubt as to whether the club and anything would continue. So this is really an important celebration. And, you know, the Cedar Hill Golf Club is here to stay. We've been through challenges before. We'll have challenges again. But we feel very close to the golf course. We're trying our best to help Saanich make a profit. There's no reason it shouldn't. This is a jewel.
Earlier this year, the golf course restaurant closed its doors after running a major deficit. The course says it hopes Saanich can see the potential and decides to reopen food services on site.